welcome back to the expansion pack. This is going to be our final segment. Got the whole family here. Okay, so what we're going to talk about now is video game things. Now, in the midst of getting things prepared for this podcast, we had to go to Best Buy. And Best Buy is a very poor place to buy things because it's very expensive there. But while there, we did see a lot of retro like gaming stuff. So like the controllers for PlayStations, they got like the little see-through plastic nowadays or whatever. And
with the little lights.
With the little light. I don't think you got the lights.
It's blue and green. That's the only way you're going to buy a see-through controller.
It was red. No way.
I had a black see-through.
But also from last year, though, we also saw a resurgence of, like, older video games. So we got that rebooted Crash Bandicoot or whatever.
Fantastic, by the way. Hard. It's really hard, but it's a lot of fun.
But, yeah, so what are you guys thinking as far as retro gaming? Like, what do you think 2018 is going to bring us? Are we going to get more retro stuff? We're going to get newer stuff? What you guys thinking?
So,
that's a good question.
It actually, I think it depends on what we're necessarily talking about when it comes to retro gaming, because I think 2017. I think 2017 had retro games, kind of because they didn't come out with any new content in 2017.
So they're bullshitting us.
Yeah, damn near. Because think about it. In 2018, we're getting Last of Us 2, Red Dead Redemption 2, that new Spider-Man game,
Monster Hunter, God of War.
Yeah, God of War. Detroit Becomes Human. There's one more. There's a new Dragon Ball Z game coming out.
Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Yeah, there's a bevy of games coming out. Barely any games came out in 2017. I know. I was
decent games at the end of the year.
Oh,
dude, it's Christmas time. That's when they all come out.
Right.
I mean, from September all the way up until December, there were a decent amount of AAA games. I mean, there's Battlefront, Destiny 2.
Black man, talking to the damn mic.
Oh, my bad. Excuse me. Testing. 1, 2, 3. You know. No, but yeah. So like, there was Battlefront, 2. There's Destiny.
Assassin's Creed.
But the game is solid. They had microtransactions, drama.
I don't mess with those.
But they haven't added them in the game yet. It's 7 weeks later, and they're
gonna add them though. So
I'm sorry. I got a point real quick. I'm sorry. We're all sharing a mic right now. Let me come over here. All right. So
do you want the mic?
Yeah. There we go. So I think why we see a big resurgence is I honestly feel like the video game companies are kind of messing up with these microtransactions, and I think a lot of people are wanting to go back to the old school because they were made on the premise of we're making video games for fun. We're not making video games for profit. You know what I mean?
I think old games is because that's the hot topic now. You have movies coming out for sequels, remakes of movies like Cinderella or all these other movies that were so old they remade them for like the 19th time. You look at the automotive industry, you have all these old muscle cars coming back and all these old designs of what they used to be. And with the video games, it's easy money. You go through it, you can produce a game while thinking of better ideas later down the road, and you get something on the market, continue to make money, and then also you're held back by technology.
Yeah, I gotta say that, like, speaking from the only remaster that I played over the summer, that Crash Bandicoot remaster, like, it was great. I thought it was. I played that too. I played that as well. But see, that's something else where it's like they didn't come out with a new game, so they literally just made every game that they had ever made
twice. They did it for PS3 and 4.
Exactly. So it's like, I think
2017 wasn't that great a year.
It wasn't that great
Not for video games.
Not for video games.
Or life.
I think indie games made a come up in 2017. Cuphead's been seen as really well, and other games like that have made progress. But if you notice from E3 2017, all the games that they talked about were from E3 2016. So,
but you know what? I've noticed that's a trend that's been happening for a while. Like, these days, I really don't get excited for a lot of video games because I've noticed that either A, they turn into flops. I don't know if it's because the developers' ambitions are too high or the publishers are rushing them out for profit. I think when you were talking about, quick, I'll try and jump from his microtransaction over to you, because I've been really interested about that, especially with the state of Destiny is.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like this one guy on Kotaku, it's a website that I love, he was saying that microtransactions are a thing now, and they're not going to go because if you're looking at it from the business side,
makes a lot of sense.
A lot of money.
as investors, they're not happy if the company they've invested into is just making a profit. It needs to show an increase in profit.
Mm-hmm.
And microtransactions, like it or not, are huge. For all the people who refuse to buy into them, there is a good amount who do,
Gonna spend bread.
Yeah.
and they don't just buy into it a little bit. Like they spend buku bread. You know what I'm saying? Like it, because essentially microtransactions are gambling. In a game like Destiny, it's random loot. You're paying money into getting some.
But I will say that though, I think that there is starting to be backlash because EA doesn't do it right.
Yes,
because
exactly.
they literally lost money in stocks because of the dumbass microtransactions that they had
The
for
Battlefront?
For Battlefront,
Wasn't
too.
it like you had to play 40 hours just to get one
exactly.
Right,
character?
so
It was
so there
ridiculous.
was, and that's the thing. Battlefront 2 had so much hype behind it, and they literally ruined it due to microtransactions.
But see, the thing I want to say about that is I'm one of the assholes that bought NBA Live, and I got
you bought live?
I bought that bitch. I bought it when it was $9.99 at the PlayStation Store. I was gonna buy it when it was 30. I was gonna be really pissed off if I bought it when it was 30. But I bought it when it was $9.99 or whatever. And the thing that
should've
EA
told you how
has
good it
over
was.
2K is the fact that you can really grind for your gear and you can get better gear. Like EA was kind of on top of things where they're buying sponsorships. So like they have Bape. Like they have Bape. They have Louis Vuitton on live.
Right.
You can't do that on 2K. 2K literally can't do that. No. And you don't have to buy that shit.
I got
You
a
can
question
literally
for you,
just
though.
go grind for it.
For NBA Live, do you still? I haven't played it, so do you still? Can people still pay to get like what you were talking about besides
I
grinding?
don't think you can. I think you can pay. Like it's the same thing like Destiny. You can pay to get enough
Like-
money to buy a crate.
Oh,
and it will
okay.
Be a random
Which
drop.
that is better.
I'm not 100% positive because I would never in my life pay money to play NBA Live or anything of that nature. But I think they got the same thing where it's just a lot of like loot crates and shit. So you buy a loot crate. The loot crate has 16 things in it, 8 things in it that you could possibly get. And I think it says it doesn't you can't get duplicates.
Yeah,
And
which I'm actually fine with, of course. Like, if you get a crate, but like, I get on 2K, I start off at a 60, and there's like a 90 dude with like
Yeah.
Jordans and T-shirts, and I'm in
'Cause
a
he
brown
bought that
Dickie
shit.
That guy
shirt
spent
still.
at least $20 to $40 getting to where he is now on two. If you're gonna play 2K online, you have to spend money.
And that's easily over $100 right there. Like,
Easy.
the game was what, $59?
Yeah,
the game in
$59.99.
itself, the game in itself is $60. If you're gonna play online and be good, you're either gonna have to spend over 100 hours making your my player decent, or you could take the easy route, which is what I did in 17. I spent bread, got my guy up as high as I could, got my badges and stuff, and then I was ready to go. So, and that's another thing with like actual games now when it comes to like the storytellers and things that we have coming out, or RPGs, things like that, is that now you're not even getting you're getting a full game now. It's not like before where you had to pay to get like the ending of a game, like they did that back in the day. I think now there was one game that did. I can't remember who it was, but somebody
awful.
you had to pay to get you had to pay to literally get the ending.
I mean,
but
that's what y'all doing with Destiny. That's what the fucking expansion
is-
pack
that
is.
is-
Let us know.
That's
when
what the DLC
The expansion.
is.
Oh,
But see, that's the thing. But that's exactly my point. Is that DLCs now are taking over because you'll have a main story, like in Last of Us, you'll have the main story of Ellie and Joel, and you'll love it. And it's like, wow, this is great. And then about 6 months later, you'll have a story with just Ellie, and you'll figure out how she got bit. You're like, I'm so engrossed in the Last of Us game. I have to figure out how she got bit.
but here,
You know?
that's the thing, though. That's the thing. So thank you, appreciate that. But the thing that I think people are missing about these microtransactions is it's not about microtransactions. It's about how dirty they make you feel. I think that. I think like you said, like, for example, getting a DLC to a game you love feels good because you feel like you're increasing the experience. When you get like NBA 2K18 or something, and you buy your clothes or you buy your guy to 99, it just doesn't feel good. Yeah, so I think it's about.
get there without it.
That's very true,
That's
and I
the
think it's
problem.
about the quality of the game before the transaction.
My last question for you guys on that topic. when is it okay to have microtransactions? When are microtransactions the least dirty?
I'm glad you asked.
Roy already knew the question.
He was ready.
He's pulling the mic. He was like, I noticed.
He was ready. He
Go
was
ahead,
ready.
Okay. So, I mean, like I said, as of late, I've been doing a lot of research. Actually, I bought a book about game development and more or less about that stuff, and it kind of touched on this. And I think a lot of the problems with a lot of games, or the ones that do microtransaction badly, is when it's pay to win. For example, that's what you're saying that the NBA game did. It allowed you to get to a specific level, as well as cosmetics, fast enough so that you could be competitive against other people versus someone else who's actually going to put in not a respectable amount. You know, I think
taking out the skill.
exactly paying to win to a certain degree. Paying to win is not necessarily being able to have, I guess, benefits to help you get somewhere faster. It's a clear line where when you don't buy it, your level of progression is going to be much longer. You know, the time commitment and all of that doesn't necessarily justify the ends. You know, a game where, like in Call of Duty, did a lot. You know, they'd add, for example, we used to play Modern Warfare 3 a lot. You know, and I think with one of the DLCs, they added a gun called the Ripper, which doubled as an SMG and also an assault rifle. The gun was really good. It was arguably a little bit better than the others, but it wasn't so good to the point where if you didn't have that gun, you were going to lose, you know? So in that case, it gave you an advantage, but it wasn't pay to win. You could still easily outgun that gun if you knew what you were doing, if your skills were up to snuff.
And I would say on the newer Call of Duties, with their DLCs, when you purchase them and you do get those better guns, it's not so much where it's like it's a better gun, but you can outgun it. It gets to the point where you damn near can't beat that gun.
One more thing. The ones that do it the best also try and do microtransaction mainly on cosmetics. Not things that actually help you in the game, but things that just make you look cooler. Because as a gamer, I want to be the best. I want to be the hottest dude out here.
So I would say that I do agree with that point, but I think also a game that's done really well with their microtransactions is Injustice 2. So if you look at that, like the microtransactions, I believe for that game were just to get like crazy new skins and stuff. But you already had a bunch of the game when you bought it.
You had the whole game.
You pretty much had the whole game. So now, but if you do decide to pay the money, you get cool characters like the Ninja Turtles should be coming out soon. You get Red Hood, Black Manta, you know, Sub-Zero, Raiden. So I think that microtransactions could be good in that case because it's like if you want to expand on the game that you already love and you're willing to do it, I think it's fine. It's the point to where it's like we're going to hold out on what could also be viable content.
Yeah, and I think what it boils down to is it's about having a good quality game, but also the microtransactions don't make paying beat skill. Like skill always skill should always beat skill. That's how it should be. It shouldn't be if I'm an average player, I can beat this excellent player because I paid $20. So that's where I'm feeling.
And man, my old man thing behind it, like especially for fighting games, because I play fighting games more so. I just hate when you have to purchase them, like with characters. Right. So let's say Mortal Kombat, Goro was a DLC, and I think in X or whatever, where you have to buy him. I'm like, man, it'd be really fucking great if I could unlock him. You know what I'm saying? Through playing the game, doing different things. So I mean, it all comes to that. But guys, that's the expansion pack. We're gonna be trying to get stuff to you guys every Sunday around the same time, 7:00. This one ain't coming at 7:00. I'm telling you that right now, it's not. Big shout outs to everybody coming in, putting in the work for it. Shout out to my man Jojo. Jojo, come here, man. Come on.
Get in the camera.
Come on, get in the cameras. Do something silly.
The whole time.
You see that head. Jojo's one of our engineers, one of our producers. Dan Man's our engineer here. He also, White Man Dan does his thing, so I'm just going to be giving us some good info. I'm the mastermind. Jordan's the mastermind. Matt's out here giving us good work, and then Roy's also being opinionated.
I just disagree with stuff.
He's an asshole. So again, appreciate you guys watching. Let us know if you guys have any comments, things you think we should talk about, or anything like that. But yeah, that's the episode.
Like, comment, subscribe.
They ain't gonna do that shit. All right, guys, bye. We did it.
Episode 1.
That's movie one.
Oh yeah, gang episode. I'm gonna put it on. We'll put it on.
Are you gonna break them up? Pause. Stop.